Vicky here with you, and here was day number 1 of the 30 inks 30 days, and now we're going to play with number 2, day number 2. So day number 2 is using this Kaweco. It's the Skyline Lagoon Special Edition. It's a broad nib, and this was, I purchased this used from my friend Jen from Jen Tien. And I figured that for this we were going to pair it with the Diamine the Aqua Lagoon that I got in the small bottles, the anniversary collection. And whoops, yeah. And I've paired them, I've put them in this little tiny little box because I mean it's just the right size for these little bottles. So let's just pull out the right one. And it's going to be probably the last one. There it is. Initially I thought that the anniversary collection from Cult Pen would be all like new inks, but they're not, because I know that Chris keeps mentioning Aqua Lagoon, so I know that that's an ink that already exists. So I was a bit surprised because that's not what I thought originally. But it's okay. It's not a big deal. So let's start this off by inking up my pen so I can actually do the chromatography, and then we can do the splotches and all of the good stuff. And it's great because I've finished using all of my previous inked pen, therefore I needed to have some. And okay, there we go. I didn't get any. Okay, I've got a pretty good fill this time around. Just clean this off, put that on there, and put this aside, and try not to touch it. Oh, it's really juicy, this pen, which is wonderful. So let's put this in, and then we're gonna do the splotches. And those are very small bottles. They're only 12 ml, if I'm not mistaken. So I really don't want to be like losing any. They were a really good deal though. It was 16 bottles for like not much at all. And it was all inks that I didn't have. So I really like that. Okay, so awesome. I'm going to pull this off from this. That's my little syringe. And I'm gonna just do swab. I don't understand what happened to my card. So let's just add some more to it. And I'm not wasting any. Starting a new one because the one from yesterday was pretty much filled up. Okay, so we're gonna put this thing aside, and then we're gonna do the writing. So today I'm using Diamine Aqua Lagoon, and we're June 2nd, and I'm using the Kaweco Skyline Lagoon. Whoops, not Lagoon Special Edition with a broad nib. And it's really juicy, and I'm gonna have so much fun writing with this. Have a feeling, because they're so small, the cartridge, like the converters, I've got a feeling like I'll go through it a lot faster, which is gonna be good because I don't want to end up with so many pens. Like, I get to the point where at the end of the month I really want to ink up other pens, and I'm stuck with the same pens for like super long because I'm not finished. So we're continuing the Dr. Seuss ABC. Ooh, that's a big juicy bee. I'm surprised that it didn't go on the next one, but I'm not gonna take a chance. Might as well put this underneath just to be sure. So, big B, little B. What begins with B? And we've got Barber, Baby, Bubbles, and Bumblebee. And I really like the color. I don't know what happened to my bee. Like, clearly this paper and this nib, with the fact that it's so wet, it's not living well together. They're not playing nice. They're definitely not playing nice. It's really spreading, really badly spreading. And it's funny because that's the first time I've had that happen to me. All the other ones and all of the month of April, this never happened. So this pen like gives out a lot, and clearly it's yeah, it's a good thing I had put this underneath, because I would have a disaster here. So we'll do this. So really juicy pen, which I really love. You can tell like how more juicy, and this is a double broad. So this little guy is like really spreading the ink. I'm curious to see what it's gonna do on other type of paper. Okay, so then we're just gonna pull out the chromatography, and you can see that it's mostly blue. Like, there's a bit of green, but it's really mostly blue. And on here you can see that there's a bit of shading around. And then for comparison's sake, I've pulled out the different blues that I had, which might be interesting for you, but I don't have that many that were that pale, because I usually go for darker colors. If I go for blues, it's usually darker and it usually has a lot of sheen. So this is the Waterman inspired blue, and you can see that there's a lot of, like, it's a lot alike on this. And then this is the Robert Auster Australis Hydra, which also is similar but more of the darker portion of it. And then I also pulled out the Lamy Turquoise. So just so you have an idea of what these look like together, in case you have those. So that's it for me for today, for day number 2. I hope you've enjoyed. I'm still traumatized by the fact that it's spreading so much. I know it's not necessarily the best quality paper for fountain pen inks, but I've never had, like, I've had ghosting, like you can see through the page, but I never like have it spread that much. Like, this is like a big blob that went through it. So I don't know if it was the ink, if it was the pen. This is my first time using it because it's newer to me. So I will see how this little guy performs. So that's it for me for today. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye.